Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and a couple of weeks ago I made this little candy box and showed you how to do this out of the little white jewelry boxes that you can find at Walmart. And this week I made this little candy box here, and I'm going to be showing you how to do this as well as how I paint the top to get it so nice and smooth like that. Now you will notice in the video that as I'm making this and I add the ribbon around the edge of the lid here, that it was kind of open at the top. Well, I did go back and fix that after the video was over with, and all I did was tuck the nozzle of my mini detail hot glue gun in the edge here and just barely put a little bit of hot glue and then just kind of pressed it down. So you will see while I'm making it that it's open, but towards the very end you'll see this closed. Okay? So I really hope that you try these little boxes because they are a lot of fun to make. And like I said, stay to the very end and I will show you how I actually paint the boxes. So with that said, let's move on. Okay, so last week we made these cute little boxes here, little candy boxes, and these were very simple and easy to put together. I went to Walmart and I purchased some more of the little jewelry boxes, and I paid $3.27 for 6 boxes. Last week in my video I quoted $3.47, but it is $3.27. Okay? And towards the very end of this video, I'll be showing you how I paint one of these boxes. I'm going to be using the multi-surface acrylic paint by Folk Art, and it's called Patina. And I'm going to use this little foundation sponge, makeup sponge, and you can buy these in bags of 28 at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so towards the end of the video, I'll show you what it looks like to paint one of those boxes. But in the meantime, we're going to put this little box together. And to paint this, I used the Waverly paint that you can find at Walmart in Super Premium, and it's called Bubblegum. Okay? And what I do is after I paint these, I kind of coax the top lid a little bit, just like this. I'm not going to really bend it. I'm just coax that outwards a little bit so it will just fit so nice and loose at the top like that. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put legs at the bottom. So I'm going to turn this over, and I'm using acrylic pearls for these, like this. And you can find these in the bead landing packages at Michael's, or you can also use just pearl garland that you can pick up in the Christmas section. Okay, and just cut them off and use these for legs. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun. I'm not in my normal place doing these videos. I'm at my brother's house. I'm going to be staying with him for a little while, at least a month. And so I have to make do with what they have here. Okay, so I'm going to put a little more hot glue right here on this one. And I'm just going to fit that right here in the corner. And these do grab on rather quickly, so you know, make sure you position them right away. I'm going to put this right here in the corner. Yeah. Make sure it's nice and even. Okay, and then the last one. And if you hear some odd noises in the background, my little dog is sleeping and she is snoring. So it's not me. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there. So we're just going to allow that to dry. And in the meantime, we're going to take the top of our lid. See how nice and smooth that is? Painting with these little triangle sponges. I bought these 28 in a bag in the makeup section at the Dollar Tree. But it just gives such a nice smooth finish. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of gold ferns, and you can buy these at Dollar Tree, Walmart. Actually, Walmart's cheaper because they have these little picks in the flower section, and they're 97 cents a piece. They're not $1, so they're actually a little cheaper. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my hot glue gun and just going to put some hot glue all the way down here, like that. And then just kind of fix it like that on top of the box. And then I'm going to take these little white berries. Just going to put a little bit here and there. I think I'll just put some down here too. And put that right about here. Right about there. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these little white flowers that I made, and I showed how to make these in one of my tutorials where I used the triple thick to make these nice and stiff, and I shook the ultrafine glitter on top, and these were Dollar Tree flowers. And then I just added a little white pearl in the center. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe move this over and put that about here. I think that would look nice there. Maybe I'll do it here. I think I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to glue on my little angel first. I bought these angels many years ago at Michael's. These were in the section where they had the little mini Christmas tree ornaments, and you pick them up. You know, there's usually 6 in a pack or 8 in a pack. And you can find a lot of really cute little focal points here by looking at the miniature ornaments in the Christmas section. They have so many cute ones. So I think I'm going to place this one about here. This is a sitting angel, like that. So I think right about there will be good. So I'm going to be turning this over, putting a fairly good amount of glue. Now that I just dropped that, you're not supposed to do that. And I'm just going to sit this little angel right about here, like that. Okay. And so the next thing I'm going to do is see where my flower might look good. That might look good right there. I think I'm going to do that. Put that right about here. Okay. Now if you wanted to, you could take glitter and put it on the top of this box first if you'd like, but these are supposed to be simple and quick little things to put together. So I'm going to add this little acrylic gem, and I found these hanging in at the 99-cent store. They had them in clear and pink, like this. And they also had it in baby blue. And they had the small ones like these, and then they had the larger ones. And they're in the craft section. So now I'm going to place a pearl, acrylic pearl on here. And I might put that right here, just for the heck of it. And then there's another pearl. These are acrylic pearls that I found at the Dollar General. I might just add a little pearl right here, right underneath there. Okay. And remember what I said about things looking better in threes. It's more pleasing to the eye. And I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to put this other little piece right here on the back. Probably place that right about here. Oops. That looks okay there. Like that. And if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of glitter or frost on top of the white berries if they're not glittery. Or you can just leave it as is, just like that. Now you might also want to put something around here like I did on this box, or you can just, leave it alone. It's totally up to you. I think I might put one more pearl maybe at the back. Not sure how that would look. Maybe at the end here. Yeah, I think I like this at the end. Right. Maybe right in there. I'm not too sure. I think it needs to go in the back. So you just have to play around with it. There's really no hard and fast rules as far as these little boxes. There we go. Just kind of play around with it as I go. Okay. This is what we have so far. This turned out kind of cute. And so I might glitz these up a little bit. So let me go get some type of glue, and I'll be back. Okay, so I grabbed some of the glossy accents. Now you can use any type of clear gloss you want to use. You can use triple thick, but I just grabbed this. And this is by Ranger. And I do have some of the mixed glitter, and I showed you guys in several videos how to mix glitters. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the top. I'll start with the first one and just kind of move this around with a nozzle. You don't want it too drippy, you just want it enough to where the glitter is going to stick. Doing it mainly around the top here and down towards the middle. Okay, so now I'm just going to shake a little bit of this on, and I'm not worried about getting it here on my paper towel, because I'll just go ahead and put that back, any excess glitter that falls. So just be careful that, it's not drippy or anything like that. And I'm going to turn it over like that and maybe tap a few times, not real hard, but see, it gives it just that little touch of bling. And once this is completely dried, I'll take a soft paintbrush and brush off all the glitter on the actual box right there. We're going to allow this to dry first, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so you could leave it just like that if you wanted to, but I found this pretty pink sparkly ribbon, and so I think I'm going to wrap that just around the edge of the box here, the top of the lid. So I'm going to lift this off, and I'm not going to put a ton of hot glue. I'm just going to put the smallest amount right here at the end just to get it started, and I'll probably do this at the side here. Okay, so we're just going to continue, and I'm not going to put a ton. If you noticed, I'm just barely brushing the surface here with my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to pull this evenly like that and take my time. See, there's no bumps or anything like that, which is the reason why I'm putting this on very, very lightly and just kind of stroking it on like that. Don't want any kind of bumps whatsoever, but you do have to be quick when you're doing this because there's so little glue that sometimes it won't stick like that. See, I've got to run my hot glue gun over this again, melting it, remelting it, I should say. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit here. Doesn't need to be a ton, just enough to hold it. This little glitter ribbon here, I purchased this at Big Lots. Oh gosh, at least, I'm trying to think, maybe 3 years ago. But I thought it was really pretty. It was during Christmas, but it was an after Christmas clearance thing. This fits around here just perfectly. And then I just have this one more side here to go. Whoops, look what I did. Got that at the top. I didn't want that there. Gotta be careful. You have to be careful when you're doing this. Don't be sloppy like me. Okay. And then I'll put this on quickly like that. Okay. Then I'm just going to turn this around like that. I'm going to cut this off right here at the edge. Make sure that's on there. Just going to put a little tiny bit just to kind of seal that edge there. There we go. And then just take all the little hot glue strings, you know, off of it. And I think it turned out really pretty. Let's put this on like this. I'll move this stuff out of the way. It's very awkward working at this desk, but it's just a tiny little desk, but it's very wobbly. Okay, so there you go. And you can put little Hershey miniature candies in here, or bracelets, anything you'd like. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to add one of these little acrylic hearts. They're very tiny, and I purchased that from eBay. And I'm going to place it right here in the front. Sometimes it's the smallest touches that really make a difference. So I'm going to some of the hot glue on there. And I'm going to try to eyeball this and get it right here in the middle. And there we go. Okay, so this is our box, and as you can tell, I went in and fixed this gap between the ribbon and the box with a little bit of hot glue, and it turned out very nice. I really hope you give these a try because they are a lot of fun to make. They're inexpensive, and it kind of shows people that you took a little time and were thinking of them this holiday. And you can put candy in here, earrings, bracelet, anything you'd like. Now don't go away if you want to see how I actually painted the boxes. And in the next frame I'll show you exactly what I did. So in the meantime, for those of you who are not staying for that part, God bless you all and take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I just open these little boxes and I take out the cotton. You can save it if you want, but I really don't need it. And you're going to do the exact same thing to the top of the lid as we're going to do to the bottom of the lid. I just squirt a little bit of the paint out on a paper plate, and this is the multi-surface paint by Folk Art called Patina, and this is a satin finish acrylic paint, and I did buy that at Walmart. And so you're also going to need these little sponges because this is what really make the paint go on smoothly. And you can buy them at the Dollar Tree in the makeup section in packages of 28. So I just open my fingers like this, or my hand, to kind of hold on to it. And I start just by tapping the paint like this, and then I just brush it on like that. Now when you first do it, it looks like it's not going to adhere, but it will, believe me. The more you do this, the more it will adhere. Because what happens is the paint starts to dry as you go around the box, and then it just makes it easier for the paint to grab the next time you go around. And you just do this all the way around the box. And I paint the outside, the inside. Of course, I don't do the inside until everything is dry around the box and on top of the box. And I just keep doing this. Now, like I said, it doesn't look like it's going to grab very well because you can still see the white through there. But as you keep going around, you see how it's starting to grab now? You just do this all the way around. You might have to do it around the box 3 or 4 times. See? Goes on a little darker each time. And so, oops, nice job, Laurie. Okay, so just going to keep doing this. Before long, you'll see that this is really smooth. I'm going to wipe a little bit off the sponge as I drop this in the paint. Make sure there's no drips. I'm just trying to clean this up a little bit because I dropped the top of the box in the paint. Got more paint than I normally would have put on the top at one time. But you can see how this is finally coming together. See? And I'll just continue, like I said, going around, and then I'll just let it sit and dry. And just make sure there's no drips around the edges. There you go. Like that. So I'm going to allow that to dry, and then I'll come back after this is totally dry, put on one last coat, and then I'll do the inside. And so it's actually very simple. It does go quickly when you're sitting and just doing this, like watching a movie or you know, listening to your favorite music or whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and let that dry, and I'll be back, and when everything's done, I'll add a picture to this, and at the very end, and you can see how the box turned out. So you take care and have a wonderful Christmas. I really hope that you give these boxes a try. They are a lot of fun. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Okay, so here's our little box that we painted, and I painted the inside too. And it's nice to use those sponges on the inside to get the corners, the very corners, because you can take the very tip of the sponge and dip it in paint and just go right into the little corners like that. So I think it turned out very smooth. Here's the top lid of the box, and as you can see, nice smooth finish using the little makeup sponges. So remember to allow this to dry a couple of days before you attempt to put the lid on. I think it's just smart. You can coax the top lid a little bit. You know, don't bend it out of shape, but coax it open a little bit so it'll slide onto the box much easier than if you hadn't done that, okay? So with that said, I really hope you give this a try. They were a lot of fun. And God bless each and every one of you. You take care now. Bye-bye.